Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr., and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today, I sure do have a rooster with me, because he's where he shouldn't be. And since I'm running out of time and I've been spending the last 20-30 minutes trying to chase him down, to wrangle him up, I'm just going to hold him for a little bit to see if this is going to be my new rooster that's going to start breeding with my chicks or not. But he really put me in a lot of thinking of being somewhere you shouldn't be. Being in a situation you shouldn't be in. Doing stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing can really set you up for a mass level of just failure in reality, and confusion and strife and problems. It's one thing that just keeps on happening with this boy. Even though I have so many of them, I got a lot of these roosters. I've got about 80 of them right now. I can tell the differences in them. I can see the difference and I can spot them out. And this one specific one right here is always trying to break out from where it is that I'm putting him. This dude jumps an 8-foot fence. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive to the point that that's the reason why I chase them down and do everything I can to make sure I keep them nice and safe, and not allow the dogs to put too much pressure to help me get them. But it really makes me think about the concept of putting yourself in danger. That this dude, day after day, will put his own self in danger. You put yourself in danger to figure out how to be able to get away from where it is that he is. Maybe where it is that he is more dangerous. That's why he's trying to get out, to put himself into more danger. But he keeps finding himself in a situation that he's putting himself from danger to danger to danger. And where is he trying to go? What is he trying to do? What is he trying to make happen? That's something that I think about with us as human beings. That we think we get out of danger, and we end up putting ourselves further into more danger. We think we're getting out of the issues and the problems that we're having, but we end up putting ourselves in more problems. As opposed to just realizing that you're running away from something instead of just dealing with what it is you need to deal with. You're running away from it thinking that wherever you go next, whatever happens next in your life, in your future, that's what's going to be able to finally be able to bring you that peace and be able to calm you and be able to relax you. You're going from one situation to another situation to another situation, as opposed to just looking for the main situation that's going to be able to bring you the main level of success that you're actually wanting on this planet. For me, that's having the understanding and the realization of knowing who God is and what God's all about. That for every single day that I chase this chicken around, he still has it in him to run away from me, even though I'm the actual one out here that's going to save him. That's going to protect him. That's going to make sure that he's good to go. Where these dogs, they don't have his best intentions in mind. They have the intentions of what I'm looking for from them, to trap him, hold him down, and bring him to me. And that's in reality, these dogs, if they go a little overboard, can end up taking this little precious baby's life. But it's him running away from me that's getting him to be more and more of a sticky situation, as opposed to just coming to me and realizing I think it's going to be good to go. I don't know what it is, but the more and more that I've been out here and working with these animals and doing this farm stuff, and I guess I can officially say that I'm moving into what's farming work at this point. I've got an abundance of chicks, abundance of eggs. Yeah, Oreo, we good. I'll get down. I got an abundance of chicks, abundance of eggs. I got my meats, I got my beefs out here. I got a lot out here that I'm officially doing this farming stuff that I just learned a lot of lessons with paying very, very close attention to what it is that's going on with these animals. It's something I just see like symbolism in how God is with us as humans as compared to how I am with all these animals out here. That I'm the one that God has given the dominion to say, hey, manage and control and make sure we're taking care of all these animals. So I have something that I need to make sure that I'm focusing on that's going to be good to go. And in reality, I've come to notice, the more that I spend a lot of time on that, the more I've really just been able to find an extreme amount of peace. It's chaos sometimes. It's been chaos the past 20 minutes chasing this dude down. But that chaos leads me into realizing something absolutely amazing. That without that chaos, how do you know what good is? But I've just really have learned a lot about who God and what God is all about. It's something as simple as right now that I could explain some symbolism. You see my dog just get up and chase him, he starts to get a little excited. He starts to get a little nervous. But then it's for me to say, hey, no, dude, this is my man. He good with me. He's fine. We're good right now. For right now. But we don't know what his long-term future is, but right now, he's good with me. And that's the way that I see how God works with me and with us as humans. God's not really running and controlling. It doesn't really state. But the Holy Spirit isn't in the dog. The Holy Spirit isn't in the cow. The Holy Spirit isn't in this chicken or a rooster. The Holy Spirit isn't in these chickens that are behind me. The Holy Spirit's not in. The Holy Spirit is in me. And it's me that has that, and it's us as human beings that have that. It's not these animals. So it's us and these animals that we have to do some things and have to make some stuff happen. But I just really have come to the realization of when this little baby rooster stays with me, he's going to be the safest he could possibly be. But if he tries to go out there, he's going to put himself further and further into danger. That's how I see myself with God. The more and more I stick with him, the more I keep praying to him, the more I keep asking, the more I keep seeking him, the more I keep researching and studying him, the more I keep trying to get closer and closer to him, I find myself getting further and further away from a high level of danger. I get away from running out of something to get back into danger, running away from danger to getting right back into danger. I find myself getting out of that and getting out of just, I finally jumped that last fence. That's like, here we are. Here's the safety bubble. I can stay, if I stay here, everything's going to be okay. And at first, it's something that I can even explain and show. I don't know what it is. I just see it in everything. I just see God in everything. It's an amazing thing. But it's just something that I could just see right here, right now. That at first, you're nervous. You're not sure because the greatness. Hey, Oriole, let's get down. The greatness, the power, you're going to have an extreme level of fear. I can see that. He's going to have fear with me because he's just like, oh my goodness, dude, as much as these dogs and anything out here, and the owls and the hawks and anything can end this dude's life, in reality, I have the ultimate authority beyond all of them. I am way more powerful. And that's what God is to us as human beings. So you're going to have a little bit of fear when you first try to come in. A little bit of, I'm not sure. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if I can believe in you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this. I don't know what your true intentions are with me. At first, you're going to have this little level of fear. And that's what this little dude has. He's got this little bit of fear. But if I were to let this dude go and just let the dogs just do what they got to do to try to catch him back again, he's going to realize that was a mistake. I should have just stayed where I was at. Or I should have just stayed in the bad situation that I originally started with. But me sitting here trying to get away, jump this fence, and jump this fence, and jump this fence, he's realizing he's just running from something that he can never be able to run away from. That he needs to come to something that's going to be able to finally bring him that safety. And that's where God comes in for us. We keep on running. We keep jumping fence, and go to the next group, and go to the next group, and go to the next group. As opposed to just realizing that stop running and run and stay with God. And stay there. Even if you're unsure, even if you're a little uneasy, even if you're like, I don't have all the answers, I'm not getting all the answers right now, just stay. Allow him to be able to bring that level of protection that you're looking for. Allow him to be able to get you to stop being on that race of just going to find that next thing that's going to be able to just bring something great to you. The next thing in reality isn't, if it's pushing you further and further away from God. And especially if it's something that is just living of things of the flesh of the world out here. Going more to drinking instead of this, going to more to, oh, these drugs aren't working, so let me do prescription drugs instead. And just going down these routes of things, of just constantly doing that, thinking that next thing is going to be able to bring you your happiness. That next vacation is going to bring you the happiness. That next relationship is going to bring you happiness. That next kid is going to bring you happiness. That next animal is going to bring you happiness. None of that is going to bring you happiness. You have to just stop and to just realize that what you have and where you are and what you got going on is good to go, is nice, is just awesome. I don't need more than this. I could just be right here. I don't need to focus on anything else. Because if I'm right here, everything is going to be taken care of. If this dude literally was just on my heel all day long and with me all day, he's going to have water, he's going to have food, and he's going to have a good shelter. That's just guaranteed. Guaranteed. That's why I don't know what, I believe that eye-opening experience to me, and why I can say that more people had stronger faith years and years and decades and centuries ago, because we were smothered and around more animals all the time. And I'm telling you, the more that you're around them, you could just see God in everything. It's hard to ignore it. It's hard to not witness it. It's hard to just not experience that. But today, most of the world today, and oh my goodness, like 99.9% of America today does not work with any sort of animal in any way. I'm not talking about a dog. Dog is a dog. They don't give you the true experience of what all animals are. Most people 60, 70, 80 years ago had goats, sheep, chicken, cows, dogs, had ducks, turkeys, had peacocks and peahens, had all these things, had all this, had quail, had all this around at all times to be able to see it and be able to witness it. And then for me, I'm about to witness here real soon of watching the chicks actually hatch out their own babies for themselves. When you start to see stuff like that, I'm telling you, you start to get closer and closer to have a good understanding of realizing who God actually truly is. When I just watch a lot of people and a lot of farming channels and a lot of farming stuff, you can just see a difference in the people. Yes, some days it's aggravating. Some days it's stressful. Some days it's just maddening. But you're not going to, that's not anything different than anything else that you could possibly do. You're going to go to a work at some place and you're still going to have that maddening experience. But the things that you're able to see and being able to witness with playing or working with a lot of these animals is able to just really just bring a sense of calmness to you. Bring an extreme amount of calmness to you. And it's something that I don't know how to explain to put into words, but it's something that I'm going to say it, I know, guarantee it has been able to transform my life and what it is that I have and what it is that I do. And it just shows me more of the relationship that I have with the creator of this world, the creator of this animal. This very strange looking animal with these big, huge giblets here and this big, huge, he got a huge mohawk. It's just the coolest thing. Like, how many people even been this close to a rooster? It's just so cool. And the way the feathers are and how they are and the colors, and it's just so cool. It's just so neat to be able to experience. And it really lets me have a good understanding of what my relationship is like with God. And I'm out here keeping these guys safe, keeping them protected, making sure they're going to be good to go. And there's times that I need them to be able to do some things. And then they're put out for need. Just like when I got to cut the whole front field down, I got to put these cows out there. They got to go out there and they got to do that. They got to make it happen. They got something I need them to do. They're not just hanging out and just chilling, just relaxing. Just like this dude, he's got a need. He's going to end up having to repopulate for me more than likely because I just like him. His colors are pretty cool. He's not perfect, but who needs perfect? As long as they're nice, good, healthy, and this dude could jump an 8-foot fence, he pretty resourceful. Something nice to keep. And he's got some things that he needs to do. And that's how I am as a human being for God. That God's got some things that he needs me to do. He needs me to sit here in front of a camera holding a weird looking chicken or a rooster around in a weird atmosphere to keep on talking about him over and over. So that somebody, one person at least, would just say, man, what the heck is this person doing? What the heck is going on over there? And I say, hey, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But it just really lets me know that the closer and closer I get to God, the less and less fear that I'm going to have. The more and more I just keep holding this dude every single day. I find him, I chase him down. At some point, he'll just stop running. He'll just say, hey, dude, I'm here for you. What you want? I'm going to pick him up and hold him. He's just going to hang out with me more and more and more. And he's going to realize that massive level of fear that he used to have is no longer going to be there. He's just going to be chill. He's going to be relaxed. He's going to say, actually, my life is better now. Now I get extra treats. Now I get extra attention. Now I get a better premium place to be able to sleep and be able to stay. It's just going to be able to upgrade his life even more. And that's exactly what God is to us. Stop trying to run away from him. Stop trying to think that he's only going to do something a little bit for you. Stop even being scared of him. Knowing that we should be scared, but know that fear is not because he's going to hurt you and try to destroy you. That he's going to try to help you and amplify and bring better stuff to your life. That's that fear that you're going to have behind you with him. And yes, for one, we should have a level of fear. This rooster is going to have a level of fear with me. But that level of fear shouldn't trump the fact that I'm going to help him and be able to guide him and be able to bring him a better way of life. And that's what God is going to continuously keep doing to us, keep bringing us into a better way of life. So you're running and running and running away. You're running and running. And then the further that you keep running away from God, the further that he's got to do whatever it takes to be able to figure out how to get you to get back. And sometimes that may be some drastic things. For me, some drastic stuff, some medical conditions I had going on, some relationship issues I got going on, some individual my own self and my own mind issues going on that just drag me to bring me to get back in. To get me back in, to bring me to that level of safety again. Bring me to that level of relaxation again. Bring me to a position where I no longer have to feel like I'm just all alone and I can't get and I can't do and I don't know how to be able to function. Being able to allow me to be able to have someone to be able to rely upon. To be able to give me what it is that I need when I need it. You fine, homie? That little girl over there screaming too. We fine. Or you can stop the drooling, man. You're not getting this dude. I'm going to say, there's some frustrating stuff that happens out here. There's some irritating things that happen out here. There's some devastating stuff that happens out here. I buried cows. I buried baby calves. I buried baby goats. I buried goats. I buried a bully goat. I buried dogs. I buried chickens. I buried pigs. And at the same time, I've also watched every single one of them give birth. Outside of pig. I haven't seen a pig give birth yet. But I've seen everything out here being able to give birth. I watch it give birth. I watch it be able to see new life. As much as some bad stuff happens, I see a better side of it where I see the growth happen. And that's what I come to realize with the closer I get to God, the growth happen. The way, hey Johnny, all done, homie. You putting too much pressure on him right now. I see you. Relax. The growth happen as opposed to the devastating things that go on. Devastating times that I'm rampage and trying to fix this and fix that and realizing when it's finally fixed and it's done, it's like, wow, this looks really good. This is really nice to be able to sit back and just be able to relax to. There's just so much that I've come to realize with being able to get closer and closer to having a good understanding of realizing who God and what God is all about. To be able to just really relax me and bring me a sense of security. Bring me a sense of peace and a sense of joy. A sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose. A sense of just something to do. That main purpose. A lot of people are like, get on your purpose, you'll be good to go. Sometimes you just need something to do that isn't so taxing on your mind. To just make something happen. And sometimes we run into a situation that we don't know what to do. And I've come to the realization of realizing that I don't need to spend money to bring any joy to me. I could just go for a walk somewhere. And that's something that is just absolutely amazing. I could just sit out here and watch these chickens do what they do. I don't know what it is, but that's a super fascinating thing for me to do. I could just sit and watch my dogs and see how they interact and see what's going on with them. It's just a fascinating thing to do. I could just sit and watch some cows just eat. It's just a fascinating thing to do. That I don't need to have this fancy trip and all this and buy this and go this and do this to be able to bring any sort of a sense of joy to me. that the sense of joy comes to me more when I get closer to God, is realizing that just being able to be in the presence of what it is that he's created, and just being able to watch it, just being able to experience it, being able to see what the wild birds are doing and how they're acting, being able to see all the little wild little creatures out here and how they act and what they're doing, go into the trails and to the woods and see the deer out there and see how they're eating and what's going on with them. And see that, oh, I know you're a little scared of me. It's okay. I'll walk over this way instead. I'll go out of my way to make sure that you're going to be good to go. Just enjoying being able to see what it is that God has created for us, as opposed to running away from it. And I feel like more and more people are just running away from God and God's creation, for one. You're getting further and further away from a good realization of what God has actually done for us. That we're looking for that next thing that a human being has made and created for us to be able to bring our happiness, as opposed to getting your happiness out of what God has made for us already. Like these little simple little roosters are fascinating. Put 50 of them together in a pen and watch what they do. Some of them fight, but they don't fight to the point of like they're harming, damaging each other. Hey, Oreo, get down. I know it's a lot of pressure here today. We're just seeing where our training's at. We're seeing what we're doing. We're good to go. But it's just fascinating to just sit and watch them, see what they do, see how they interact, see how they see what happens. It's some interesting stuff that there's no TV show that's going to bring you the same amount of joy. But yet we're looking for that TV show, that man-made stuff, to be able to bring us some sort of entertainment, to be able to bring us some sort of just a relaxation of our day that's been stressful, instead of just looking at what God has already created and gave to us. That's why I think a lot of people today are really struggling with the concept of what you call it, spinning your wheels, going and not finding any sort of satisfaction. Just going and just running into a situation that you're just never satisfied. You're just never happy. You're never happy. And you're just scrolling on that phone and looking at stuff, and you just can't find that one thing. Where I'm saying I could just give you this little simple animal right here for an hour a day, and you just watch him, look at him, study him, pay attention to him, and that'll be able to satisfy. I'm telling you, I'm guaranteeing you that. It's going to be able to do something to you. It's going to be able to make you see something different that you've never experienced before. Looking at this on this screen is not the same as sitting here looking at him and touching this weird looking mohawk that he's got. It's fascinating they got mohawks. It's just these things are super interesting. And the way that their feathers are, and the way that he feels, and how tough he is. They're strong. This little dude right here is strong. He is tough. It's hard to hold him down, but you got to hold them real stiff at first, and then they'll relax and realize that they can't get away. But that's something that, sorry man, that's something as well as thinking about God even more. He's going to hold me tough. He's going to hold me in. I'm sorry, man. He's going to hold me in. He's going to do something to me to make sure that I don't just try to run away right away. He's going to do something. And that's, for me, something that I've experienced personally. Something just absolutely magical. Something just absolutely just mind-blowing. That I can't run away from that. I can't ignore that has happened. I can't ignore that went down. I can't ignore the fact of seeing how something drastic changed in my life literally overnight. Overnight, not literally. It seriously did just happen overnight for me. And I can't just let that go. And that's the understanding that I know of what God is all about and how great he is and how awesome he is. If God was horrible, he would have killed me already, right? If God was horrible, he would just make sure that I'm struggling, hurting, and damaged, and beat down, and just destroyed every single day. But I'm not. The closer and closer I keep getting to him, the more that my life just keeps getting in a better and better place, in a better situation, not in a worse off case scenario. It's a very interesting thing that I just know a lot of people are struggling with. Well, let me check that. I don't know who that one is, but it's just it's a very interesting thing of being able to just constantly keep on working at realizing who God is and what he's all about, and getting closer and closer to him, and doing everything that I can to do what it is that God is in reality looking for me to do, so that I can constantly keep on bettering the whole situation of life out here, not just me. That a lot of times I was stuck in my brain for majority of my life of just thinking like, I gotta do something to fix me, instead of realizing if I did something to help someone else out, maybe that would be able to fix me better, more efficiently, and just more comfort would come to me. That's something that I've really come to realize about this life, that if I'm hurting, maybe I need to worry more about the next person's hurt, as opposed to worrying about my own hurt, to be able to get myself to be in a better place, in a better situation. It's something that I would want more people to just really think hard about. Think hard about the concept of what it is that you're doing, where it is that you're going, and what it is that you think that you want to do, as opposed to what it is that you should be doing. Because a lot of times I think that we're struggling the most because we're doing what we can to just please our own selves, as opposed to figuring out how to be able to please somebody else. And that's a big thing that that God is all about, and the way He's written His Bible and the way everything is said. That we're to make sure that we're loving others the way that we love ourselves. And that's something that is complicated if you don't love yourself. And that's where for sure you got to get closer and closer to God up front. But once you start to be able to love yourself and realize the power of what God is able to do, you want to do anything in your power to be able to bring that to the next person as well. You want to be able to show that to the next person. You want to be able to give that to the next person, because it's just it's an absolute powerful thing. And it's just a very interesting thing that, again, I'm going to say, the more and more that I get closer and closer to God, the more and more I have people that come to me that want to get me to get further away from Him. The more and more people that are just trying their absolute best to just make me just completely run away, completely forget it. And it's interesting because it's a concept that I do know, that when you're hurting, you want everyone else around you to be hurting. You don't want to see anybody doing better. You want to see everybody to be the same as you. If not, in reality, you want everyone to be worse than you. But when you see someone doing something that you wish and only could wish that you could possibly do, and you just have this huge level of envy on you, this huge level of just disgust in you, that huge level of jealousy in you, and all that is just destroying you as a human being, as opposed to just realizing that, giving the blessings to them, saying, I see what you're doing and it's awesome, that's cool, that's actually pretty neat. How do I be able to get into that, as opposed to thinking that I'll never be able to do that? And with that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for a very interesting day, to be able to continue to keep on working on what it is that I'm working on. And even though, like this baby rooster here, he gave me a little bit of a, I got to get this guy, because I got a system right now that I'm working on to be able to make sure that things are going to be able to stay in order, and I got to do what I got to do. But it's something about just being able to be around this, being able to work with this is just absolutely amazing. And the more and more I keep on working with these animals, the more I keep on consuming myself around the land and looking at the trees and being in the trees and being by the water and looking at just sitting in some rocks. Some days I just sit in rocks. It's just an absolutely amazing thing to be able to have, to be able to do. And it just puts me closer to realizing the true power of what God is all about. The way that the waters work, the way that the clouds work, the way that the moon works, the way that the sun works, the way that everything works, the way that this simple little animal right here works. It's just, it lets me know the mass intelligence that God has over, hey, we good, homie? We good. See, he's tough. He's strong. This dude's strong. You guys be strong. Hey, Johnny, get off him. You're giving him too much pressure right now. You're getting scared. It's just very interesting stuff to be able to work with out here, and it lets you see the extreme intelligence. I mean, just looking at the simple way that all the feathers are on this dude, just the extreme intelligence behind what it is that's out here. Then looking at my body and the way that I'm able to do and what it is that I'm able to take care of, just extreme amount of intelligence that we as humans will never ever be able to understand. No one still has created just a new animal, even like a new tree or a new nothing. We take from what's already here and try to do something different from it. We never create a new of anything. That says something about how intelligent, how great, how magnificent God actually truly is. And that's just something that is just so amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you. That's the rooster, man. You look in the camera, homie?